Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to another EBTV Sports presentation. Tonight from J. Doyle Field, it is high school football as East Brunswick takes on North Brunswick in a Greater Middlesex Conference crossover game, I believe, Richie Whalen. This is Jimmy Allinder, being joined by Rich Whalen. And, Rich, both teams come into this game with a 3-4 record, both pretty much out of the Central Jersey playoffs. What's there to play for tonight?
Well, one thing I was kind of thinking that on the way up here, and for these seniors, you know, we'll have a playoff, consolation playoff game in the Thanksgiving game, but just for pride and just, you know, this is one of those games where you really see the character of your football team because, like you said, they don't have a playoff spot to play for, but you're going to see, you know, what kind of character, what kind of pride both these teams have.
Absolutely, and team leaders for East Brunswick this year, of course, you have to start with Randall Nixon, but let's talk about some of the other players. Sergio Garcia, what a tremendous year he has had.
He's had a great season, not only, you know, I think really defensively he's played well, but he's had some big plays for East Brunswick offensively, even in his special teams, you know, returning a kickoff for a touchdown. He's really had a tremendous season.
Absolutely. And on the other side of the ball for North Brunswick, anybody of note?
Well, I think really their main player is a player by the name of Camille Hage. He leads the team in passing. He also leads the team in rushing, so he's a dual threat. And one of his top threats is Nick Gambino, who leads the team in receiving. So those are some names to look for tonight for North Brunswick.
All right, both teams coming into this season with somewhat high expectations, but have, you know, had their difficulties as the season has gone on, but they could right the ship, so to speak, if they win this game tonight. So we're going to take a break right now, and we'll be back with senior night right after this. All right, we are back at J. Doyle Field, where we've just enjoyed a performance by the North Brunswick High School Marching Band, and if you look to your left here, you will see that first the cheerleaders and their parents are going to be introduced, then followed by the seniors, football players, and their parents. We had quite a bit of activity this week, and we're going to try to get some of the fall recap scores in as time allows. All right, you hear Kevin Brady, the PA announcer, as he introduces the seniors, and we're going to try to stay with this as best we can. To the right there is Supervisor of Athletics, Frank Knoppenberger. Kevin reading from the script as usual. So he claims that, no, I'm not saying I'm just being facetious here. Parents for their commitment and dedication to the cheerleading program, and they have provided a lot of enjoyable moments over the years, and they're going to be surely missed. Of course they will. All right, the first one here is Samantha Angeline, who is escorted by parents Janet and Stephen, followed by Lindsay Katarsi. She's escorted by parents Sandy and Mike. Okay, this is Lindsay Katz. There she is, followed by parents Karen and Andrew.
Our next senior is Kara Kendall.
That's Kara Kendall, escorted by parents Lori and Todd.
Senior cheerleader Michelle Lanzano, escorted by parents.
Here's Michelle Lanzano, escorted by parents Carmeline and Steve. I like that name.
Ileana Rosado, escorted by parents.
Next is Ileana Rosado, escorted by parents Yvette and James.
Senior cheerleader Melinda Toto, escorted
Next,
by
we have Melinda Toto, escorted by parents Yolanda and Tony.
Alyssa Tucci,
Oh boy, there's Tony, huh? Next, we have Alyssa Tucci, escorted by parents Eileen and Morrow, who is Dr. Morrow Tucci. Know him well. Next, we have Madeline Witchell, escorted by parents Sharon and Jeff. And then lastly, Katie Wolverton, escorted by parents Christina and Tom. And that is the senior cheerleaders and their parents. All right, up next will be the senior football players. Richie, this is kind of like an emotional time for the football players in particular, but the cheerleaders as well. I mean, this is like the final time that they're announced, although there's a chance that they could be on the field for a consolation game.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
For our senior cheerleaders and their parents, congratulations.
But nonetheless, it's, you know,
Thank you very much.
provides some sort of finality
Exactly.
to you know that it's winding down.
Almost catches you by surprise, too. You think
Yeah.
you have forever, and then
And it really hits home on that Thanksgiving game with Old Bridge. Whether it's home or away, you know that you're pretty much wrapping it up.
Senior members of our East Brunswick Bears football team.
All right, we're going to start with the manager,
Is our
one of the managers who is two of the three that are on here, are seniors.
with her parents, John and
Okay, this is Caitlin Durag with parents Johnny and Patty Durag. I'm not going to mention the last name. I'm just going to say John and Patty.
Spinazzola.
Okay, this is Samantha Spinazzola, accompanied by her mother Angela.
Number 79 is
And
Jeremy Bloom.
this is Jeremy Bloom, escorted by Gwen, who we are told has celebrating a birthday today.
Correct.
Got that.
19 is senior Matt Kronowski.
Number 19, Matt Kronowski,
Mary and Richard Kronowski.
escorted by Mary and Richard, parents.
Number 76 is Tom Correa.
All right.
Escorted by
Tom Correa
Correa.
being escorted by mother Alexandria.
4 is Neil Cotton. Escorted by
Number 74 is Neil Cotton, escorted by Charlene and Mark.
Number 86 is Russell Duval.
Number 86 is Russell Duboff, escorted by Glenn and Betsy.
Number 28 is
And receiver Eric Eckhart, escorted by Madeline. Number 34 Sergio Garcia, we've talked about him, escorted by Jose and Maria. Number 88 is Jason Gonzalez, escorted by Walter and Herminia. Number 42, Tommy Lukowski, escorted by Tom and Patty.
Number 7 is senior Randall.
Number 7 is Randall Nixon, escorted by Randy and Andrea.
Number 72
Number 72 is Chris Santiago, escorted by Angel and Nancy.
Number 14
Number 14 is Alex Weidenfeld, escorted by Hal and Randy Weidenfeld.
and our final senior
And the final senior is Ryan Jurgensen, escorted by Russ and Lisa Jurgensen.
by Russ and Lisa Jurgen.
And in the background is the East Brunswick team getting ready to enter the field. But I think we'll take a short pause here after we get a good shot of all the seniors and their parents as they line up. Guy, there it is. Let's take a good look at them as we pan across, and then we'll fade out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to ask once again for one more round of applause for our senior football players and managers. They will surely be missed, and we wish them much success
And there they are.
in their future. Thank you.
All right, let's take a short break, and we'll be back with the kickoff right after this. All right, back here at J. Doyle Field as East Brunswick prepares to meet North Brunswick in the regular season home finale. Bears coming in with a 3-4 record. Started out 2-0, Richie, and then came into the meat of their schedule as they really had some difficult times against some quality teams, but did have an opportunity to win some of those games.
Really had an opportunity in my mind, legitimately, the J.P. Stevens game, which they lost 20-19, and the Sayreville game a couple weeks ago, which they lost 7-6.
Wow.
You know, a play here or there or a thing here and there really, you know, we could be talking about East Brunswick heading into the playoffs and, you know, who they're going to play. But, you know, that's football, and those things happen.
Absolutely. And North Brunswick, meanwhile, started out. I mean, if you want to look at comparative scores, the opening game for the Raiders was a 31-6 loss to Sayreville, where, as Richie mentioned, the Bombers beat East Brunswick here 7-6. That's just one game, but you just go right down the line here. You can see a lot of other comparisons that are, when you add them all up, make this a rather equal game, I would say. Could be a close game, and perhaps mistakes could come into play here as well. A rather modest crowd at this point, but East Brunswick crowds have never been the earliest to arrive at games.
Right.
Out of necessity, a lot of them are arriving home from their employment, and just takes a little while to get to the stadium on a Friday night traffic night. Didn't catch who won the toss, but it does look like East Brunswick will be receiving. Garcia will be back deep, as will number 86. That's Duboff. And number 30, that is Bobby Toko. Kicking off for North Brunswick. That would be number 35, I believe. And that is Mark Patron.
He actually is a leading tackler as well for North Brunswick. You don't see that too often, where your kicker is also your leading tackler.
Interesting. It'll be interesting to watch him go down the field, or does he take on the traditional role of the kicker and get out of the way? I kind of doubt it.
Yeah.
Here we go. You got a kick to the left side, bounds out of bounds, and East Brunswick, if it chooses, will have possession on the 40, if I'm correct?
Yep. It could be I think you're right, the 40 in high school. Maybe the 35.
Yeah, it looks like the 35. And that is where the Bears will begin. Quarterback, one Randall Nixon, who has passed for 771 yards and is, well, actually he's not listed as one of the leading rushers. I thought he was, but he's actually leading the team in scoring with 60 points. Nixon is looking to pass and connects. And that was
Bobby Taco, number 30.
Taco. Well, actually, it looks like number 3 is emerging from that. Was it Taco that caught it?
Yeah.
Okay. So right away, East Brunswick uncharacteristically going to the air, but completing the pass for a first down. The ball rests on the 49-yard line of East Brunswick. Underway here at J. Doyle Field. Nixon keeps, and he's wrestled to the ground, but not after a good gain of about 4 yards.
And that was one of those plays that looked like North Brunswick was going to stop him maybe for a yard or two. And just, I think Nixon's size at 6'1", almost 210 pounds, he almost gets a yard or two just by his forward progress and his size falling forward there.
Well, the thing you want to look at it in the early stages of this game is what's going on in the front trenches. See who's controlling the line of scrimmage.
And I have to say, East Brunswick's offensive line has done a great job this year.
Yes, they have. They've gone up against some good ones. Nixon with a 2nd and 6. He throws and connects to Eckert and maybe gets a couple on that.
And he gained on a play of about 3.
Only got about a yard there.
Yeah, he advances it to the 45 of North Brunswick, and that is going to make it about 3rd and 5.
And Eric Eckhart has had an outstanding year for East Brunswick, over 400 yards receiving, and he's been, the favorite target of Randall Nixon.
Along with Garcia.
Right.
3rd and 5 for East Brunswick on the Raider 45.
45 for East Brunswick. Nixon under center. 2 receivers off to the right, 1 back behind him. That is Garcia. The handoff.
And the give, Nixon keeps and loses on this. So good containment by Patron. You mentioned him as the leading tackler from North Brunswick.
He's going to send the punt team on.
So field position could be a key in this game. And after that initial first down, East Brunswick is bogged down on the 4th down and will kick. Garcia will be the punter. You may overhear WCTC radio broadcasting this game tonight. Garcia gets off a line drive kick and gathered in. That was number 5, Nick Gambino, and brought down on about the 10-yard line. So good coverage by the East Brunswick punt team. And Richie, that's exactly what the Bears wanted to accomplish. Get North Brunswick deep in their own zone and make them work out of it.
Exactly, and that was number 19, Matt Kranuski, on the tackle, and he's one of the Bears seniors tonight, so it's good to see the senior making a nice play there.
All right, the Raiders will get their first opportunity with 9:39 left to go in the first period of play. No score between East Brunswick and North Brunswick. There's a toss by the quarterback and dropped. Hage. Is it pronounced Haig or Hage?
I would say Hage.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong,
we'll find out. We're not in a position. Okay. It is 2nd and 10 for North Brunswick on their own 10-yard line. And it looks like an East Brunswick player jumped on the other side. And in high school football, you can't do that. They immediately blow the whistle.
And a very heady play by senior number 13, Camille Hage, gave a hard count and got the Bears to move. And that's a little thing that you do, but you get 5 yards for free right there. So heady play by the senior.
It is 2nd and 5 for the Raiders. Hey, looks like, no, he gives it off to number 7. That is Campbell. And he gets maybe a yard. Maybe he actually lost on that. So with that play, it'll be 3rd, and we'll call it 5 for North Brunswick.
Both teams kind of feeling each other out right now. Neither team really able to get in the rhythm yet offensively.
Richie, I'm waiting for Garcia to get in there in that backfield. This is this perfect down for it, too. 3rd and 5 for North Brunswick. Hage is looking downfield.
He can run.
And he keeps it and gets out of bounds. He looks like he has enough yardage for the first down. And that's all they wanted at that point.
That's the dangerous thing with trying to play defense against this North Brunswick team, is that Hage has proven this year that he can throw the ball, but he also is a leading rusher for the team. So as the defensive end and the people on containing, you have to make sure that you cannot let him get outside.
So the first down for the Raiders, ball on the 25-yard line. Hage gives it up the middle. It's kind of like a misdirection play, but got the necessary yardage there. And that was by, who was that? Number 33? 38 is LeVar Molina. Gain of about 3 yards on the play.
Both can hunt you with the arm and can also scramble so far. We've seen that.
It'll be a 2nd down and 7 for the Raiders from their own 28-yard line.
Hage will pass. caught by number 3. That is Clerge. And that is another first down for the Raiders.
It's a really, really smart play call by North Brunswick. The East Brunswick cornerbacks are giving them a lot of space there. So if they're going to play like that, you just take what they give you and, you know, run a short route and get the necessary yards to pick up another first down here.
Yeah, Richie, I get the sense that North Brunswick feels it cannot just go forward on East Brunswick, so they're going to try the passing game out in the flat. Hage probably doing a lot of faking. It is a first down, ball on the 36, 37-yard line. Give is up the middle, and I thought the ball was stripped on that. Looks like East Brunswick may have it. Well, they were ball hawking on that one, Rich. And,
yeah, they
didn't
were.
Quite catch who caught that.
That was Dustin Schold.
Dustin Schold on the recovery. Number 22. And East Brunswick back in business on the North Brunswick 42-yard line with that turnover. And that's kind of what the Bears need. Wouldn't be surprised if they go for some long stuff here, too.
I agree.
Nixon at quarterback. Give is to... Who we got there?
That's Bobby Taco, number 30.
Bobby Taco. Gets maybe a couple yards on the play.
One problem this year with East Brunswick, for the most part, is a lot of the games their defense has been getting some turnovers. A couple weeks ago against Sayreville, got 5 turnovers, but have not really been able to produce off those turnovers. So it's great to get turnovers, but if you're not going to produce with them, you know, it's difficult.
Richie, I have a feeling that East Brunswick's going to have to unleash and utilize Nixon's arms. We will see. It is 2nd and 9. Nixon, give off the middle, maybe a yard by Garcia. And that's going to make it a 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 we'll call it. Clock running at 6:55 to go in the first quarter. No score between East Brunswick and North Brunswick. We are here at J. Doyle Field.
42 last week at Edison, so a team that can mix it up and score a lot of points. Off to a slow start so far. Crucial conversion.
Nixon in a shotgun.
3rd and 7 at the North Brunswick.
Whoops, that was an errant snap. And Nixon does the smart thing. Well, he tried to fall on it, but he never got a handle. And recovered by North Brunswick. That looks like number 48 on that play, Garback. So a radical change of field position for the teams. East Brunswick driving, and now all of a sudden North Brunswick gets a turnover on the East Brunswick 38.
Yeah, and I'm a big proponent for shotgun, but that's one of the things you risk, that if you have a snap that goes like that. And like you said, Nixon tried to do the right thing, but for some reason was not able to fall on top of the ball there.
All right, the Raiders with excellent field position in East Brunswick territory for the first time this evening. And a pass behind the receiver. That was intended for number 12, Dawson. Pass incomplete, makes it 2nd and 10. So in the early going, both teams with turnovers.
And North Brunswick has shown that they want to throw the ball a little, and I'm a little surprised they haven't tried to throw to number 5 down on the bottom of our screen yet. He's the leading receiver for North Brunswick and leads the team with 3 touchdown receptions.
Hage at quarterback, drops back, looking downfield. He's harassed and looks for a secondary receiver. The ball is caught, but I believe the behind the line of scrimmage, so actually there's a loss on this play. So we'll make it 3rd and 11.
And it looks like North Brunswick's had a little bit more success when they just take the quarterback takes a shorter drop and tries to get the ball out quick. I don't think the offensive line can do the job against East Brunswick if those long developing plays.
The 3rd down for North Brunswick with 5:35 left to go. First quarter, there's a rush. However, they get away from it and complete and run down to near the first down. No, I'm going to say he's a little bit about maybe 2 yards short.
Yep, you're right. This is something I wouldn't be surprised at all if North Brunswick goes for it here where they are.
Oh, absolutely. 4th and about 3. Rich, you didn't quite catch who that receiver was. All right, a 4th and 3 for North Brunswick. Ball on the East Brunswick 33.
We got movement.
Some movement on the play, and they're going to say, well, North Brunswick's pointing to East Brunswick.
Nah, the left tackle definitely moved without a doubt. Number 79, Jared Todd. I'd be very surprised if they call this on East Brunswick.
Well, actually, the official is pointing to an East Brunswick player. And you have to remember, it's who, well, no, they're going to call it on North Brunswick.
This could change things a little bit.
I think it's going to change things a lot.
This could be a punt now, but it looks like the offense is staying out there.
Well, I think it could change the play, Rich.
Well, yeah. You have a lot more plays that can get you 4th and 3 than 4th and 8.
There you go. H dropping back to pass. He's rushed, and that pass was incomplete, I believe.
Yep, we're setting up the screen there.
Right. It wouldn't have worked anyway for first down. So the Bears hold and get the ball back on turnovers. Excuse me, on the downs.
And I'll tell you, East Brunswick's defense has done a pretty good job when they've the offense has turned the ball over of stopping the opposing team this season.
So the Bears will take over on their own 37-yard line. We have no score with 4:34 left to go in the first period.
I agree with you, Jimmy. I'd like to take a shot down the field maybe one time this possession if I were East Brunswick.
Nixon, however, gives to Toko and gets really good yardage, maybe about 6-7 yards on that play. And that seems to be the difference between the two teams. East Brunswick does have the ability to move the ball up through the middle. So we're going to call it 2nd and probably about 3. This is Nixon at quarterback. He keeps, goes around the end, gets good yardage, and finally driven out of bounds, but not out before the 39-yard line of North Brunswick, and another East Brunswick first down.
And a great read there by Nixon. He's much better this year. I've said it a few times on the broadcast of reading the defense, knowing when to give it to that dive back and when to keep it himself, and made the right decision and got a huge gain there for East Brunswick.
So Nixon advances the ball. They're going to say he was out at the 40-yard line, so it's first down for the Bears on the Raider 40-yard line. Gibb is up the middle to Garcia. He dodges for maybe a yard. And I'm going to call that no gain.
One of the leaders on this team offensively and leads the team in total yardage on the season. Coming off a brilliant game against Edison, he had a touchdown.
Clock running with 3:25 left to go in the first quarter. No score between North Brunswick and East Brunswick. Bears driving, however. Ball is inside the 40-yard line of North Brunswick.
Just inside the 40, not as good a spot as I thought. 2nd and 9, we'll call it.
Nixon keeps, however, he's brought down, dragged down in behind the line of scrimmage by Molina.
Quite sure where to go. He got sacked. And it'll be a loss.
So a loss of a few on the play. So we're going to get a third down for East Brunswick.
It's kind of been a weird game for this East Brunswick offense. They look very good at times, get big chunks of yards, and then at other times are moving backwards or getting stopped right by the line of scrimmage. So really haven't been able to put anything together yet this first quarter.
So far in this game, off of that, this time Molina just stayed true to the quarterback and just took him down.
Loss of 2, a 3rd down and 12.
This is the third down play for East Brunswick. Nixon pops it over the middle and through the hands of Eckert. So an incomplete pass will make it 4th down. Richie, what do we do here?
The way your defense is playing, and it's a long 4th down, I punt the ball here.
Okay, just as long as we get a good center snap, right?
There we go.
The first one was a little shaky. And then, of course, on that shotgun, It went right over Nixon's head, so we gotta have to keep an eye on that.
Flag over the middle, actually, wide open. I don't think he was even
Kicking game has plagued East Brunswick all season long, unfortunately. That's one thing that they're going to have to address. Now we have a flag on the play. And the officials will discuss. It could be that somebody lined up on the wrong side.
Yes,
That's
you're right.
exactly what happened, and North Brunswick is accused of maybe leaning over, so 5 yards closer.
Tell you what, you gotta look for at both these coaches, and you still want to win the game. But since the playoffs aren't on the line, and you got Garcia back there, this is maybe where you try to do something here.
All right, with this extra 5 yards, Marcus Borden wants to think this one over and perhaps go for it now. Talking to his team. He's got Nixon back out on the field there, so you got to assume that the Bears are going to go for it. They have about a 4th and 6.
You get a good look there on the screen of Coach Borden talking to the players and going over exactly what play to run, trying to get the right personnel in there.
Marcus Borden, coach since 1983. Entering his 29th, not entering, he's in his 29th year as football coach for the Bears. Yeah, I have to make a correction here. Borden is entering his 24th season, or is in his 24th season as head coach of East Brunswick. However, he has been a football coach for 29 years, so we're going to correct that. Okay, the 4th down here for East Brunswick. 4th and about 6. Ball on the North Brunswick 36. Nixon's going to shotgun, going to throw it, and a low pass gathered by Eckert. That is a great saving catch and able to keep this drive alive for Eric Eckert. Advances the ball down to the 28-yard line.
That shows you, and probably a coach for North Brunswick would say a stupid penalty lining up offsides, and then Eckert, the thing I liked about it was a bad throw, but the thing was when he went down, he was past the stick, so he didn't have to worry about making the first down after the catch there.
All right, with this drive kept alive, 2:08 left to go in the first quarter. Nixon gives up the middle, and that is to number 21, Pete Zhang. Gets maybe a yard. It's been tough sledding there in the trenches. Call gain of maybe a half yard on that play, making it 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, absolutely. 5 yards, depending on where you are on the field, can make all the difference in the world in your play calling.
Gain of 1 for Chaco, and it'll be a 2nd down and 9 at the North Brunswick 29.
This is Nixon under center.
Here is Nixon under center. Nixon fakes a handoff, rolls out to his
He looks to pass and dodges one tackle and gets a couple of yards out of that where it looked like he was going to be caught behind the line of scrimmage. So the ball will be, sorry, Rich.
No, I was looking down the field. It looked like he maybe had Zhang, but he probably made the right decision because he would need to make a really great pass to get it to him.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and 5 for East Brunswick.
Get ready to score with Randall Nixon that time. Getting so close.
Clock continues to run, 1:19. Excuse me, it stops with Nixon going out of bounds.
Out of bounds rather than
But a 3rd down and 5 or 6. But nonetheless, if they don't get it here, Rich, they'll go for it.
Yeah, they're not kicking a field goal here.
Okay, so you got to expect that maybe they might run this. We will see. There is the run. Garcia, Taco, and
Maybe got a yard. I don't even think so.
no, he was stopped. So another 4th down situation, similar to what they had the last time. 4th and 6. We are under a minute to play in the first quarter. No score between East Brunswick and North Brunswick. Bears driving. This is the deepest penetration by either team.
They're going to spread them out here, go shotgun formation.
And this is the shotgun. He gets a good snap. Looks downfield. However, it was eyeballed That pass was intended for Eckert, but you know, he took the snap from center and immediately looked to that place.
You know, you're exact.
And the defender just went right to the place and broke it up.
I was just going to say that. He kind of predetermined exactly what he was going to do, and actually was kind of like almost like pick route. Eckhart was coming in and Garcia was going out, and Garcia was wide open there.
So East Brunswick's possession is over on that change of down, so North Brunswick will take over on its own 25. Haig, the quarterback, takes it up the middle, but nice saving tackle, quickly tackled by none other than Garcia. And what looked to be a good gain was stopped after only one. And it looks like the clock's going to tick down to end this first quarter of play. So both teams had the ball twice, neither able to capitalize. East Brunswick with that last possession getting down to the 25-yard line before being stopped. So it's been a defensive battle all the way. And that's the end of the first quarter with no score between East Brunswick and North Brunswick.
Yeah, and just to recap some of the fall sports for East Brunswick, the boys soccer team finished with a record of 11-5-2. Had a tough loss in the GMC conference tournament and lost in the state tournament the other day. Girls tennis team had an outstanding year, finishing 21-1. They were the Red Division champs, the GMC champs. They won Central Jersey Group 4 and were runner-up in the whole state tournament with the, I don't know if they call that the Tournament of Champions, but, you know, ended up losing to Milburn in the finals. The girls volleyball team, which is still playing, is 26-0. They won the Red Division. They won the GMC tournament, and they had a state game versus Hackensack today. Boys cross country team was 4-3, and they have the state sectional meet this weekend. Gymnastics team 4-4, and they also have a state sectional meet this weekend. And a couple congratulations go to junior varsity field hockey, which was tournament champions, as well as the junior varsity girls soccer team, which was tournament champions. And the 9th grade girls soccer team was also tournament champions. One other note also, the girls soccer team plays this Sunday at 11 a.m. versus Woodbridge for the GMC championship game.
Just another typical fall season for East Brunswick.
They've
success
been there a couple
after
times, right?
success. One of the best in the state. All right, that would be a 2nd and 9. Haig takes it, and a good pass connects. Was he inbounds?
Yep. He's going to say he is.
Official marks it inbounds, and a good reception. And they get the ball into East Brunswick territory on the 40-yard line.
I'll tell you, he showed off his arm there. That was a nice ball.
Absolutely nicely thrown. The receiver had to almost wait on it. So a first down for the Raiders as we begin the second quarter of play. There still is no score between East Brunswick and North Brunswick. Haig calling signals. Looking to pass, perhaps, slips, but gets back to the line of scrimmage. Brought down after maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
He's got to be careful there, the way he's holding that football. North Brunswick is bound to have another turnover. He was just kind of holding that ball out, did not protect it at all.
Haig getting 2 on that play. We'll make it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and Dawson is the leading receiver on this ball club. She's the number 2 receiver on this ball club. 2 touchdowns on the season, and that does lead
Camille Haig, quarterback for North Brunswick. He's the bulk of the offense. Looks like he's going to pass. No, up the middle. And a nice run by number 38, Molina.
Nice play fake as well. I thought he still had the ball for a minute there.
Looks like it's another first down for the Raiders, which is who are starting to mount a drive here. Their deepest penetration, I believe, on the 33-yard line of the Bears.
very close, just 3 yards away, ball on the 23. Here is Haig under center. One receiver left, one receiver right.
Haig gives a cross, tries a little misdirection, and that ball carried by number 35, Mark Petrone, gets maybe a yard on the play before being brought down. And that'll be a second down for the Raiders. 10-20 in the second quarter of play here. Neither team has been able to get into the end zone.
So not trying to rely too heavily on Sean Brown so far in the game. Only 2 carries and a fumble.
Second and off, long 9.
Haig at quarterback. He has been calling signals the entire game, and it looks like he's going to get sacked, but gets away from the ball. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. Nice rush by that East Brunswick defense led by Garcia, forcing Haig to get rid of the ball before being sacked. So in that sense, it was positive for North Brunswick. They didn't lose anything, but it does bring up a 3rd down and 9.
Both these defenses have been kind of bend but don't break. Both teams have moved the ball, but really haven't been able to really mount any real threatening scoring drives here.
Haig drops back to pass and gets it out to number 2. That's pushed Brown. He's the leading receiver. First time we've called his number?
Yeah.
Yep. However, he doesn't get much on that play, maybe a yard, so a 4th down coming up for the Raiders.
And a nice open field tackle there by number 19, Matt Kranuski.
So let's see what the play call is here. 4th down for the Raiders.
Well, if I were them, how good Hage looked on that one throw to Dawson, I might try to isolate him a little bit and maybe go to him.
Well, you see Clerge to the right, and can't catch who's the left on the left side. Haig is going to pass, however. He gets rushed, throws it across the middle out of the outstretched hands of Taco. So it falls harmlessly in the end zone, incomplete, and East Brunswick has held once again.
That far off, but it goes as an incomplete pass, another turnover on downs, and it will go back to East Brunswick at their home 21.
Mike Haynes was looking for Darian Patterson, the slot receiver that time. And, you know, I think Haynes was expecting Patterson to run a go route.
All right, East Brunswick kind of deep in its own territory.
Ran a post pattern, and that was the miscommunication that time.
So Nixon will come into the game at quarterback. He keeps, looks to run inside, and gets wrestled down. So Nixon gets no gain on that play, maybe a yard, we'll say.
Trying to solidify their playoff spot and see if they indeed can possibly get a home game in Central Jersey Group 2. 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Raiders. Dan Strafford on an update of that game at the half.
Nixon keeps it himself, looks to the outside. He's got a little room. Still on his feet, all the way out to the 45-yard line. An excellent game and a good read.
Yeah, great read again, and he got a nice block there by number 3, Doug Fisher, who just got enough of the cornerback that was guarding him to let Nixon get to the outside and pick up a few extra yards there. So nice job all around there by East Brunswick.
And that gets East Brunswick out of its deep shadow of its goalpost and up to the 45, so they can maybe start a few things or do a few things differently that they wouldn't do back, like throw.
Exactly.
We have yet to see Nixon really unleash one tonight.
Yeah, and I'd be looking, you know, they haven't get Garcia a couple touches, maybe a screen or something here as well.
Nixon going to throw it. There's that pass down the middle. Oh, just could not connect. Fisher had everybody beaten, but
I feel like sometimes Nixon tries to make that perfect pass and really get it there where, you know, the right pass is just trying to let him run underneath it, especially when he's that open.
And you know these guys practice this play a lot,
right.
You know, and the fact that in a game condition it doesn't work.
Right, and it's easy for me up here to say that, obviously. I don't...
I'll tell you what, though, I wouldn't abandon this play. It seems like that the receivers have had some success getting open. So that'll make it 2nd and 10 for the Bears on their own 45-yard line. Nixon looks for some room. He does have some room on the right side here.
He could be.
And I don't know if they're going to catch him. And into the end zone does Randall Nixon for a touchdown.
And I don't see any flags. So.
No flags, and really not anything special except misdirection, Rich.
I'll tell you, he fooled basically the whole North Brunswick team right there, where they thought that the ball was up the middle to Garcia, and basically just the whole right side of the field just parted for him, and had to make maybe one little move. A couple guys who were diving at his feet, but really was in no danger of being caught, and he showed for his size he does have pretty good speed when he gets in the open field.
Randall Nixon, we'll call it 54 yards on that touchdown run to put East Brunswick on the board. Actually, it's the first points of the game. And on for the extra point is Ross.
And this is important here.
Yep. Let's watch it. Kick is up, and it looks good. And East Brunswick now with the lead, 7-0 at the 8:06 mark. That looked like a good kick.
Yeah, he hit it. He hit it well, and you have to feel good for Ross there. He struggled a little bit with the extra points and field goal kicks, but you got to give him credit right there. That's big for East Brunswick to get that extra point.
Ryan Ross, 6 foot, 170-pound junior. Makes it 7-0 for East Brunswick.
Actually had a good game last week also. Actually made a 22-yard field goal for the Bears, and I think I know Early made all the extra points. I think they might have went for 2 late, but so faced some adversity, and he's doing a much better job with that, and he's got another year next year, so that's good to see for East Brunswick.
Richie, I get the feeling that the first points in this game are important.
Yeah, I think for many reasons, especially with the extra point there. I think it kind of gives East Brunswick a little sigh of relief that they got on the board. Defensively, East Brunswick's done a good job of holding them as well.
All right, a bounding kick, fumbled around, picked up by number 5. That is Gambino. He gets past everybody, however, and gets a lot of positive yards. Were they going to say he was out on maybe the 38-yard line?
That looks about there.
Okay. So Gambino with a nice run.
And that's the first time we've really seen him with the ball, and he is the leading receiver for North Brunswick, and he showed his speed there. And what kind of happens, we've seen this earlier this year, is you make a kick and you bobble it, and almost the coverage team almost relaxes, and then, he goes.
So North Brunswick with excellent field position as they begin their drive on the East Brunswick 36, and dropped for a loss by Sergio Garcia was number 2, Brown. That's what makes Sergio Garcia just a special player. When you need a big play, North Brunswick with that kickoff return certainly had the momentum, but Garcia comes up with a nice defensive play to drop Brown for a loss, making it 2nd and 12 for North Brunswick. Haig will call signals at quarterback, bounds along the line, thought about dropping it, but he keeps it and doesn't really get much. Maybe a yard back to the original line of scrimmage.
I think you made a good point, Jimmy. I know the kick coverage didn't show it, but East Brunswick on these last two plays defensively really show a lot more life, and that's what a touchdown like that will do for you. They're really flying to the ball right now.
With this predominance of runs, you see the clock continuing to run. We're down to 6 minutes and change in this second quarter of play. It's been a fast half. Looks like an East Brunswick player jumped. Yep. So the offside is going to give North Brunswick 5 yards. And they will. Wow. That was a mark off of about 8 yards. I don't think anybody caught that, but they've got themselves.
Yeah, because it was, what, a 3rd and 12 almost, right?
Something like that. So it's like 3rd and 4. Haig with a fast throw, and let's see if they're going to call a flag here. I thought that might have been a late hit. Nonetheless, it's dropped by number 12, Dawson, for an incomplete pass. You got to think that North Brunswick is in 2-down territory here.
Right, and this is 4th down right now.
Yes, it is.
And I really, if I'm North Brunswick here, just looking at the speed of Gambino and what Dawson did before, I tried to get them the ball right here. I isolate them a little bit.
Right. It all depends on if Haig gets time.
That's true.
Okay, let's watch. Here comes the blitz. And it's actually a give. And they're going to get a 1st down of this.
Tell you, gutsy call there.
That was that Campbell, number 7? I can't. It's hard to see North Brunswick's numbers from our vantage point here in the box. I believe that might have been Gambino on the carry. Whoever it was, North Brunswick got a 1st down, and their ball is resting on about the 24-yard line.
Sean Brown skipped his way to 8 yards in the 1st.
Here is Haig again, I formation, receivers left and right, under 6 to play in this 1st half.
Gambino, excuse me. Is it Gambino? Whoever it is, he's in the end zone.
That's number 38, LeVar Molina.
Molina with the touchdown. Boy, that came out of nowhere. I thought they had him racked up at the line of scrimmage, but he squeezed out and just outran everyone else to the end zone. So a touchdown for the Raiders makes it 7-6 with the point after try coming up.
From his offense, kind of change of pace back to form of a thunder and lightning, for Sean Brown being the quick back and Molina the power back, and he really rolled over a couple would-be tacklers that time en route to the end zone.
Here's the point after, and it's blocked. Now we have a flag. What's this all about?
Usually you see a hold with if a flag's going to happen there.
Well, let's watch this. This is kind of an important call. Personal foul against the Bears. What was that?
Now what it could be, one of those where you hop on top. I don't know if someone...
Well, an exchange of players coming in here would have you believe that North Brunswick is going to go for 2.
Yeah, and East Brunswick might have to take a timeout here for personnel reasons if they see them.
Well, they're going to go through with this play. So North Brunswick going for 2. There's the give, and a little misdirection. It's in.
Again, some missed tackles on both the touchdown run and that play right there. It looked to me like East Brunswick had him in the backfield. Just a good second effort by North Brunswick.
And you talk about a penalty directly leading to points. There you go, right there. After a missed kick, point after, penalty called on East Brunswick, personal foul, and the Raiders successful on the 2-point try. So it is now 8-7 North Brunswick. Touchdown coming at the 5:49 mark of the 2nd quarter. The Raiders answering back after East Brunswick had taken a 7-0 lead 3 minutes earlier.
Also, the junior varsity girls soccer tournament champions and our 9th grade girls soccer tournament champions. Congratulations to each.
Patron will kick off for North Brunswick. Taco and Garcia, the deep backs for East Brunswick.
In the GMC tournament championship game at Sayerville on Sunday, 11 a.m.
Blocked extra point of the penalty. East Brunswick goes for a 2-point conversion and takes an 8-7 lead. 5:49 to go for.
Here's the kick. It's high, relatively deep, gathered in by Taco, dropped, and he's going to move to his right, trying to get around this end. Now he cuts inside and tripped up and brought down on the 20-yard line, and that is where East Brunswick will begin with 5:40 to go in the 2nd quarter of play. North Brunswick on top, 8-7. Richie, I kind of wish that East Brunswick had called a timeout on that. Like you said, you had thought they might.
Yeah.
Maybe discuss things, but they just kept the same defense in.
But we will have predictions of the playoffs halftime tomorrow. USA and the whole 9 yards.
Nixon, a quarterback for East Brunswick. He's been there all the way.
20-yard line, a 13-yard return officially for the
Last time he touched the ball, he ran 54 yards for a touchdown. Now North Brunswick will call a timeout.
And you see Coach Borden there not happy about something.
East Brunswick Quarterback Club would like to thank the
Well, they say the timeout was on to North Brunswick.
Right, yeah, but Coach Borden, you're right. Coach Borden looked unhappy about something that was also there. I don't know if he wanted them to get the playoff before the timeout was called.
also, ladies and gentlemen.
Rich, we mentioned that Central Jersey Group 4 playoffs will begin next week. East Brunswick, regardless, will get a game. It'll be a consolation game. But guess who has the lock for Central Jersey Group 4? That Saraville team that
Yeah.
East Brunswick lost by 1 point to.
I know.
Figure it out.
You're right.
All right. Nixon will call signals. He has the ball and wrestled down after a gain of about 2 or 3 on that play.
send for the Bears. They're on the 20-yard line. Hand off to
Number 7, Randall Nixon.
maybe a yard or two for Sergio Garcia. So
Stop on play by number 5, Nick Gambino.
So it's second down and 7 for the Bears from their
Gain
own
of 3 yards. Second down.
line. 5:13 left.
So a 2nd and 7. Give is to Taco.
Right side up to the 32-yard line on the play was Peter.
That looked like Peter Zhang there.
Zhang on the play. Gets it up near the first down. They're going to call first down for East Brunswick.
It looked like there was some confusion North Brunswick defensively there. People were kind of moving as the snap went off, and East Brunswick was able to get the first down.
So the Bears trying to march down the field, see if they can retake the lead. Nixon gives off up the middle. By and large, North Brunswick has not been fooled by that play up the middle.
I mean, the only time really was the touchdown run by Nixon where they went with Garcia, but you're right, for the most part, maybe a play here or there, but could have been consistently stopping that except for a couple big plays.
So a gain of 3 yards on that play. Make it 2nd and 7 as the clock continues to run. 4:20 left to go in the second quarter. North Brunswick on top, 8-7. Both teams scoring in the second period here. And the Bears looking for more. Nixon pitches, and Zhang hit out of bounds on about the 40-yard line. Zhang's going to be short of a first down by about 2-3 yards, bringing up a 3rd down and 3.
Little option look that time as Nixon running near side, tossing it out wide to Zhang trailing.
Richie, I tell you what, I keep the ball in Nixon's hands here. Let him run for the first down.
First down, Nixon with it for East Brunswick at their own 39-yard line.
Going to give it up the middle, however. Zhang has been getting positive yardage each time he touches the ball. And here he gets a gain almost up to midfield. Well, actually, they're going to mark it on the 47-yard line.
And give Zhang a lot of credit, but give a lot of credit. That offensive line got a tremendous push right there, and just, you know, really just push the defensive line right off the ball there.
So the Bears being rather methodical here, just keeping the ball on the ground, mixing it up with some keepers by Nixon, giving it off to his backs. This is Nixon with it. Gets through the line and gets good yards on that play. Gain of 6.
Good gain right there on first down, a gain of 6.
That'll make it 2nd down for the Bears as they enter into North Brunswick territory.
And finally, a sustained drive by somebody, and I like the change of pace with each carry here. Different look each time. This time they have the wishbone back.
This is Nixon. Give up the middle to Zhang one more time. Breaks one tackle all the way down to the 37-yard line. Goes Peter Zhang. He's been impressive on this drive, hasn't he, Rich?
He's been real impressive, and we haven't really seen the consistency to get him the ball this much this year. You know, it's been Nixon a lot, Garcia here and there, Taco, but Zhang's doing a good job as he's getting called on tonight. And as a football coach, you just got to love this drive for if you're an East Brunswick coach here.
We are under 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. East Brunswick driving. Give this time.
Look like number 38 there.
38. Haven't called his number tonight. And that is Mike Kellerman, 5'6", 156-pound junior. But he gets about 3 yards on that play, and you see that the North Brunswick line now is starting to give up yardage, give up position of play. The East Brunswick line is playing very well right now. East Brunswick sort of in a rhythm. Nixon keeps it, tries to get through the line, and is lassoed down. Gets the ball down to about the 31-yard line, so really only a third and short yardage, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. Clock is running, however. We're down to 2 minutes.
Bears scored first. North Brunswick came back. Clock extra point. East Brunswick committing a penalty. A little bit closer instead of going for the chip shot. Mark Zielinski and North Brunswick going for the
3rd and 3. Nixon gives it up the middle. This time they got him. Kellerman brought down. Kellerman looks to be in the game because Zhang is on the sidelines being looked at by Phil Hostler, the East Brunswick trainer. I don't know if it's an equipment problem or whether there's an injury, whether Zhang took a hit, but he's out of the game momentarily. East Brunswick not successful, so they take a timeout with 4th and 3. You got 1:37 left. Rich, was that the second timeout by the Bears? Do they have one left?
I'm thinking they took one. I'm trying to think why. I'm pretty sure they took one. I'm trying to think of why they took it.
So you're saying they have one left?
One left, yeah.
All right.
I'm going to think about it, though.
Well, you got a 4th and 3, minute 37.
Well, they took
one
when they got that penalty, and then instead of punting, they went for it. They took that timeout.
Okay. What's your call here?
They've been having success running the ball, so I can't, argue from them doing that. But maybe a quick hitter here to Eckhart, maybe if they have the guy off him a little bit, try to get him involved here.
So you want to do a pass?
I do.
And that is what Nixon looks to be doing. And a nice soft pass to Eckhart. Does he have enough? That's the question.
I'm going to say yes from where I see it here. And
we'll wait for the official's call on this.
And that's exactly the type of play I would have run, the same exact play right there.
All right, looks like they're going to measure on this. They're going to have to bring the chains from across the field, so they don't want to make a judgment.
It's not one of those first downs when there's a minute left and it's a 3-touchdown game where you give it to them. This is a little bit more important here. And the chainmen actually might like this on a night like tonight where they get some movement here. It is cold out there.
Well, the teams have been relatively successful moving the ball. They just haven't gotten in the end zone all that much. And a first down for East Brunswick, so they will keep this drive alive with 1:30 left to go in the half.
And the thing I like right now is East Brunswick is ready with the play. They're going to line up right away and be ready to go, so no time is wasted.
Not only that, but they should have a couple of plays called here.
Yep, you're right.
A minute 30 can go awful fast, especially if the ball stays in bounds. Nixon.
Or you don't get that first down.
Yeah. All right, Nixon a shotgun. And looks to throw. Lofts it down the sideline. Garcia's open. And he is in the end zone for a touchdown. A nice pass, not all that fancy, just the timing.
I'll tell you, and what I love about Randall Nixon there is he showed some touch right there with that pass. He did not try to bullet the ball there. It was a beautiful pass. And the thing I also like is you getting Sergio Garcia involved a little bit because, you get him the ball and he makes plays.
The pass from Nixon to Garcia covering 27 yards, coming with 1:17 left to go. East Brunswick on top, 13-8, as they look to go for 2 here.
Yeah, I'd look for maybe a quarterback draw here.
Nixon passes it in the middle and through the outstretch, out of the end zone, actually. That wasn't even close. So this extra 2-point conversion does not work, and East Brunswick maintains a 13-8 lead. That drive covering nearly 80 yards, Rich, and like you said before, it's great when you can have a sustained march like that.
Oh, man, it does so many things for you. It keeps your defense off the field. It keeps their defense on the field. They get tired. Your offense gets in a rhythm. You wear the other team down, and you get some confidence in your offense there. You know, and you got to look right now at that 2-point conversion that North Brunswick made. It made East Brunswick go for 2. Well, East Brunswick still could have kicked the extra point, but it almost makes you go for 2, so that a touchdown and an extra point at worst would tie you if they do that. So if you're East Brunswick, you're happy with the score, but if you look, it's only a 5-point lead for East Brunswick. So a touchdown without even the extra point would put North Brunswick ahead here.
Now, North Brunswick does have quick strike capability, as we've seen on that long pass completion from Haig to, who was it, number 21?
Right, he had the pass to Dawson, number 12, Dawson, and
right.
then the run by Molina for the touchdown.
So we'll watch that. A bounding kick designed to prevent the run back. However, North Brunswick will get number 5. That is Gambino. He broke one before for a long run and gets the ball up to about the 44-yard line for North Brunswick. They have 1:09 remaining in the second quarter to see if they can get on the board.
That's the second time tonight East Brunswick's kick coverage has not done a good job. That's way too much yardage right there.
Haig has been at quarterback this entire game for the Raiders, and he is there now. Quick drop back, throws out to the flat, and incomplete. Intended for Gambino. So that'll make it 2nd and 10.
That was my international signal that it was tipped to the line of scrimmage, but I guess not. I guess the currency is that we're trying to convert euros into Gerfalkens here in the kind of film.
Exactly. Into what?
I don't even know if they use that currency.
I don't even. I never heard of that.
Certain Eastern Bloc, former Eastern Bloc countries.
Okay.
So a 2nd and 10 for the for North Brunswick. Haig gives it up the middle, and East Brunswick was ready for that. That run by number 2, Brown. Gain of 4 in the play, but the clock ticking down to 45 seconds. North Brunswick doesn't seem particularly in a hurry here.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised here. You know, you have good field position. You want to take advantage of it.
37 seconds left, the clock rolling now.
All right, now Haig in a shotgun formation.
So Haig in the shotgun.
Drops back. Looks like he's going to throw long. Down the middle and almost intercepted. Knocked up by Taco. So that'll make it 4th down. And North Brunswick likely forced to kick.
Yeah, you got to kick here.
Richie, if East Brunswick has any capability of blocking a punt, now's the time to send your guys.
And they're taking more of a prevent here,
yes,
making sure that they don't fake it.
Yes, they are. But, however, you get a snap like that, and the Bears are going to get the ball. That's what you look for in situations like that. So now the situation is this. 16 seconds left to go in the second quarter. East Brunswick with the ball on North Brunswick's 35-yard line. I believe they have one timeout left.
35 already up. 13-8. 16 seconds left.
So you got to think Nixon is either going to eyeball it to the end zone. He's had good success. His receivers have been able to get open.
Now they have a short field to work with.
There's a 1st and 10 for the Bears at the Raiders.
Fisher, one of the wide receivers. Nixon down the middle of the field, caught by Taco, still on his feet, and down to about the 14-yard line. That was a razor-sharp pass.
What a pass is right, and East Brunswick calls a timeout right away.
There's the final timeout with 8 seconds left to go. Bears conceivably could have a couple of shots at the end zone depending on how fast they can get these plays off.
Right, exactly. So
my question is this: if you don't make the touchdown, do you go for a field goal?
well, they're on the 14 right now. If they stayed there, it would be a 31-yard field goal.
I'm putting the question to you, Richie.
It's tempting because you make that field goal, then you make North Brunswick, if they score, have to get a touchdown in two. But if it was me, I'd try to get 2 shots at the end zone here.
All right.
One more strike to the end zone you have to take coming up.
And here is Nixon.
Let's see. What you don't want to have happen is East Brunswick, get a completed pass, but not get into the end zone and not being able to get out of bounds because they won't have enough time. All right, Nixon with the shotgun. He looks to throw it, tosses it to the end zone, and a little long. However, there are 4 seconds left on the clock, so they will get another shot. This could be big if they can get a touchdown here.
Yeah, I don't mind the play call there. I just, give them a chance to make a play. It looked like the ball was out of bounds.
Well, wait a minute now. Nixon is out of the game.
With 4 seconds left,
what do we got here? We do have a field goal attempt. Surprise, surprise. This attempt is going to be number 4, Ryan Ross, who was converted that extra point after the touchdown. Ross from about 32 yards is down. Is it long enough? No, off to the right. He had the distance, but it just was not accurate. So that was the last play of the first half. East Brunswick with a 13-8 lead. We're still looking at the field. Players congratulating Ross for at least a good try. I didn't think he'd go for it either, Rich. I thought maybe that's why we're up here. All right. So as you watch the teams walk off the field, the score, East Brunswick 13, North Brunswick 8. Very quickly the scoring, all of it coming in the second quarter. Nixon with a 54-yard run at the 8:06 mark. The point after by Ross was good, making it 7-0. But just about 2.5 minutes later, North Brunswick came back with a drive, and Molina on a 27-yard scamper at 5:49 made it 7-6. But here's a big play. And we'll see if this comes back to haunt East Brunswick later on. They were no good on a extra point attempt, but a penalty gave the Raiders another opportunity. They were good on the 2 points, and that made it 8-7. And then East Brunswick came back with a 80-yard drive, 27-yard pass from Nixon to Garcia, 1:17 left, and the extra point was not good. Excuse me, the 2-point try was not good. That's where we stand. All right. We are going to take a break here. It is halftime at East Brunswick. The Bears holding a 13-8 lead. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Therefore, they will be kicking
Okay, we are back here at East Brunswick High School.
kicking off from right to left, and Lucien Asker are getting ready.
It is halftime, but we're about ready to begin the second half.
But very chilly, frosty.
Guys, I'm not getting any sound. I'm sorry. I don't think something's wrong.
That's what the computer tells us.
So Asker getting ready to kick.
Okay, here's the kickoff to begin the second half. East Brunswick with a 13-8 lead,
Kick that's going to be fielded by an upman at the 30-yard line on the near hash.
and
And up across the 40.
brought up off the 40. Around the 40 was Vincent Campbell. So North Brunswick will begin here to begin the second half. East Brunswick with a 13-8 lead. This is Jimmy Allinder being joined by Richie Whalen.
And again, North Brunswick with some pretty good field position here past the 40.
The playability of East Brunswick, we have yet to see anything in that way from North Brunswick.
All right, North Brunswick had a little bit of rhythm toward the latter part of that second quarter. Let's see if they can continue. Haig gives it off up the middle. Still nothing going as they try to probe the East Brunswick line. And the Bears have done a good job preventing North Brunswick from any long yards, except for that one long pass play complete to Dawson. And that put North Brunswick in good field position. And they eventually scored on that drive.
And good play there by Santiago. He came up a little bit shaken up, though, on the sideline.
All right, a gain of about 2 to 3 yards on it. Let's call it 3 yards, making it 2nd and 7 for the Raiders.
Haig under center on 2nd down and 8 from the 43. North Brunswick in their own territory. Long count behind center. Haig.
Haig calling signals for the Raiders. Boy, this is a long count. Finally gets it off.
Will run the option to the left.
And Haig with the ball
Far side, across mid-
gets away from one tackle and then finally skips out of bounds at about the 46, 47-yard line. First down for the Raiders.
on the play.
Boy, I'll tell you what, the one that he faked to going through the line, there was nobody there.
Yeah, you're right.
He could have been gone. I wonder if one of the North Brunswick coaches caught that. They were so, East Brunswick was intent on stopping Haig that they really just let that
That's something that East Brunswick
back that they faked to go right through the line, and he really had clear daylight. So it is a first down for North Brunswick as they get into East Brunswick's territory in the 46-yard line.
Haig under
Underway here in the third quarter of play. East Brunswick 13-8. There's a give to the backfield, and a catch.
down.
Number 2, Brown, for a loss on that play.
Trying to escape the initial tackle, but Mike Kellerman, the linebacker in there, to finish the job.
Good pursuit there by East Brunswick.
Of a couple yards, a 2nd down.
It'll be a 2nd and 12 for the Raiders.
Compared to some of the other players out of the field, he might be 5'9" or 5'11" on a good day.
Certainly one of the Bucks
Haig.
5 part.
Well, North Brunswick's kind of kept it on the ground for the most part here in the second, in the second quarter. Let's see if they put it up in the air here.
Center.
Haig
will drop back and throw
to the backfield,
run as it goes to Bashan Brown.
and Brown
Field, and
is brought down. Nice tackle by Zhang. Prevents a long gain on that play.
4 yards.
They get it back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a couple more after that. So it'll be a 3rd down and 8 for North Brunswick. Ball resting on the 44-yard line.
Up about 4 yards. 3rd down and a long 8 upcoming for the Raiders with about 9:15 counting to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Down by 5, not a lot of points, a lot of time left, but you've got to come out of the box good. North Brunswick hasn't done that so far.
They'll come out with a 2 wide out look at an I formation.
There's a give to Brown. Excuse me, that was number 7, Campbell.
Cross left guard up to the 40-yard line. It'll leave him shy of about 3 or 4 yards calling for the first down.
Nope, that was Brown.
Up on the play.
And he gets maybe about 5 yards on that play, bringing up a 4th down and 4.
Yard line, but a 4th down.
Looks like the Raiders are going to elect to punt the ball, Rich.
Yeah, and you know, maybe a yard or two, you do a little bit differently, but you know, just with the up and down play of this offense, you just want to maybe do field position here.
Inside the 10-yard line.
There's that long snap.
This time it is
Was high, but a wobbly kick.
wobbly kick bounce.
And they let it bounce, and it bounces East Brunswick's way. So it is down on the 16-yard line. That is where East Brunswick will begin its first possession of the second half. They hold on to a 13-8 lead.
East Brunswick
and would like nothing more than to mount another sustained drive like they did in the latter part of that second quarter, Rich.
Yeah, that's the name of the game when you have a lead. Eat up some clock, and then hopefully at the end of it, at the very least, change field position, but really, put some points on the board.
Randall Nixon is the quarterback for the Bears.
Look behind Nixon on 1st and 10 from his own 16-yard line. One wide out.
He gives the ball up the middle to Zhang and spins his way up to close to the 20-yard line. We'll see a gain of 3 on that play.
Sure, one of the things that both coaches said, but Coach Borden for East Brunswick to the seniors was, this is your last home game, last half of your home game, at least regular season-wise, to put it all out there on the line here. So we'll see how East Brunswick responds on offense here.
Throw off the defense, and while he's not the top back, set things up for the other fellas. And East Brunswick has that.
2nd and 7 for the Bears. Ball resting on their own 20. Nixon, I think he's going to keep it. He is up the middle, bounds to the outside, breaks one tackle, and gets good yardage up to about the 28-yard line.
That'll be a first down for Randall Nixon and the Bears. Some deception right there.
I know I've said it a few times throughout the season, but Nixon has just gotten so much better with his reads and running the ball.
Right.
Just looks a lot more comfortable out there.
And he possesses good size, so we understand he's attracting the interest of some colleges, perhaps. Certainly could play on the next level.
Definitely.
So it'll be a first down for East Brunswick. Nixon, give the ball up the middle to Taco. Breaks a tackle and gets nice yardage up to the 38-yard line. That was a gain of about 8 yards on that play.
Had a nice haul there and then got an extra yard or two with second effort there.
Richie, what's opening things up for East Brunswick is that they're really mixing it up. Nixon carrying the ball on one occasion, then you give the ball to Zhang, then you give the ball to Taco, and North Brunswick can't concentrate on one player.
You're right.
So it's opening some holes here. 2nd and 2. 7 minutes to go in quarter 3. East Brunswick up 13-8. Nixon keeps it, goes around left end, and scampers out of bounds out at the 41-yard line. And it looks like to be another first down for the Bears, and that it is, as they continue this march. Midway through the second quarter, East Brunswick apparently discovered that it didn't have to do anything fancy, that it could just move the ball against this North Brunswick defense, and that has been the strategy. So a first down on the 41-yard line. Give is up the middle, quick hitter. I believe that's Kellerman.
Yes, it is.
Kellerman gets maybe 2 yards.
And the one advantage that you do have as East Brunswick, too, you're able to move the ball that if you wanted to maybe try something, North Brunswick is keep putting more people in the box to stop that run, that you might have, advantage with Eckert or someone if you want to do that. I mean, I wouldn't do that until you need to, but that also opens that up.
Now, Kellerman had been switching with Zhang, but now I see Garcia is out of the game. There's a handoff up the middle. Taco.
And North Brunswick is definitely adjusting to this. They're really bringing about 8 or 9 guys in the box, so to speak. They're really starting to creep up here and trying to stop that run and daring East Brunswick to throw the ball.
With East Brunswick enjoying the success it has on the ground with Zhang, Kellerman, and Taco, it's a good idea to rest Sergio Garcia. He's been going both ways this entire game. He's been the key member of that defense, and you want to keep him as fresh as possible. So this is a good move, I think. 3rd and 7. Being chased is Nixon, and he's just going to throw it away, I think. Intended to throw it into the ground. Nixon not happy. I think he's talking to his receivers that I think they were looking for a screen, Rich, and it never developed.
Yeah.
So the Bears' drive is halted, and they will be forced to punt.
So 4th down and 8 upcoming for the Bears at their own 43-yard line. Started out with a couple of first downs strung together.
Garcia back in the game. He handles the punting duties for the Bears. We'll look for a good snap from center on this. That's a good one. Garcia almost blocked, but he gets it away. Fair catch called. And good field position now for the Raiders on their own 37-yard line, 38-yard line, we'll call it. So with 5:21 remaining in the third quarter, East Brunswick up 13-8. All the scoring occurring in the second quarter. East Brunswick cashing in on 2 touchdowns, one by Nixon, a 54-yard run, the other a Nixon 27-yard touchdown pass to Garcia. North Brunswick sandwiching a touchdown in between, and that's where we stand.
Leading North Brunswick Raiders 13-8. North Brunswick has it 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. I formation in back of Hayes.
There's a give up the middle to Brown. Tries to shake a tackle. However, they got him. And I don't know if he got maybe to the line of scrimmage.
And a number of Bears there. Santiago was there, had Zhang there. Really good job swarming to the ball.
And with this a predominant running game, you're seeing the clock run, and already we're down to under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. A 2nd and 10 for North Brunswick. Back to pass is Haig. He gets hit, and it's intercepted. Who is that?
Looks like Kellerman.
Kellerman, the recipient of somebody hit Haig before he got the ball off, and that directed it right into the hands of Kellerman. So a turnover once more. The last time East Brunswick got a turnover, they cashed in. And they get excellent field position here on the 36-yard line.
And you hit that right on the head. Kellerman, nice play there, but that was caused by the hit to Hage. That I'm not sure who that was for East Brunswick, but nice job by East Brunswick with the pressure defense.
All right, ball is on the 36-yard line. East Brunswick with a first down. Nixon.
Will keep it himself.
He looks, and they got him behind the line of scrimmage.
Back at the 38-yard line.
I don't know. Running that play to the near side.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the short side play either. The one thing I do like that Nixon did there was it looked like he thought for a minute to pitch it, but
yeah,
he made the right. In this type of game, you do not want to pitch that ball unless you're sure of it if no one's around. So I do like the decision just to eat it there and just take the 1 yard loss.
We'll call it a loss of 1 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 11. Ball on the 37-yard line of North Brunswick, excuse me. Nixon drops back to pass, goes to the right now, fires downfield, underthrown, however. And that'll go as an incomplete pass and make it 3rd and 11.
Good protection there by East Brunswick. Just didn't seem like Nixon set his feet. Plus, that's a tough throw. You're throwing to the sideline there, and you need to get a lot on that ball.
So the clock stops, 3:54 to go in the third quarter. East Brunswick 13-8 over North Brunswick. We thought this would be a close game, and it certainly has.
So I've got to give them credit. It's playing some pretty good defense. They really haven't allowed much to North Brunswick.
Nixon in a shotgun.
3rd and 11 for the Bears at the North Brunswick 36. Shotgun, 4 wide look for East Brunswick.
There's a couple pass he wanted to do.
Nixon keeps it and brought down after about a 4-yard gain. It's still going to leave East Brunswick with a substantial yards for a 4th down. You got to wonder if they're going to go for this or try to put North Brunswick, pin them back in their own territory.
If it were me, I'd punt.
And a late decision, but that's what it's going to be.
I just think your defense is playing too well. North Brunswick really hasn't shown the ability, except for that one big play, to really move the ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, they better get this off because they took enough time figuring it out.
Situation. You don't want to give the opposition a good field position. That's what they would do if they turned it over right here.
4th and 7 from the 33. Indeed, Garcia back in punt.
Good snap from center. Garcia pooches it and is going to bound into the end zone.
That's what you didn't want to do there, because now the net gain is only 15 yards because of the touchback. So
So East Brunswick does not cash in on that turnover.
7 to play here.
Interception by Kellerman
Leading 13-8.
gave the Bears good field position, but they just bogged down there.
A little bit more hang time on that one to try and do what they want to do by kicking that corner.
So the Raiders once more will begin from their own 20-yard line. They trail 13-8. Quick snap. Haig with it. He's got room up the middle. A missed tackle, and he gets all the way out to the 33-yard line.
12-yard pickup on first down, and North Brunswick finally gets some.
So a nice gain. That was like a quick snap, Rich.
Yeah, I like that, and I like things like that. Change up the tempo a little bit, and I've been impressed with this quarterback. He has a lot of energy this whole game.
A first down for the Raiders.
3-yard touchdown in that route of Perth Amboy.
Problem with is when he tries to throw the ball, he's not really getting much time with that offensive line tonight.
33-yard line.
Garcia almost over center.
2 wideouts, split to the left side.
Haig
Out by Haig,
gives it up the middle,
running up the middle, nearing the 35-yard line.
and a gain of about 2-3 yards on it, let's call it.
So 2nd down and 8 coming up here for North Brunswick.
The first run certainly is the gain of 1 yard.
These predominantly running drives have a little bit of a catch to them, Rich.
Someone else to start.
Time's a wasting, and if you try to elect to use this strategy, you better cash in on one of these drives, or you're going to find yourself
You look at the clock, and it's the
Yeah.
game's over.
right.
For the Raiders, a $1:48 to play in the 3rd quarter.
So you got 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8. There's a pitch, a quick one,
Fumbled on the far side.
and they advance the ball maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
With it is Bashawn Brown.
And I'll tell you what really caused that fumble. It was really a quick pitch because number 52 for East Brunswick, that was Kevin Norris. He was in that backfield, and Haig had to get rid of that ball sooner than the back wanted it, and that was the reason for the fumble.
Like, thankfully for North Brunswick, actually maybe even got back to the line. Maybe even
So we will call it 3rd and 7.
picked up a few yards to boot. 3rd down and 6. Ball spotted at the 35.
One of the North Brunswick players late in arriving.
2 of them to the right side. Staggered eye.
Haig is going to drop back to pass.
Being
Looks downfield.
right, 30-yard line.
No one open, however, and Haig hit,
He's hit at the 40 and taken down.
and he's going to be short of the first down.
Shy of by about 3 yards of the first down.
Yeah, I'll be about 2 yards short there.
Absolutely. They're going to be forced to punt.
Be made on the play by Peter Zane, the linebacker.
So Haig, looking for the first down on his own, is stopped short
In this 3rd quarter,
by that East Brunswick defense, which has played sound all game.
punt this ball away. Ball spotted.
Clock, meanwhile, continues to run. 30 seconds left to go in the quarter 3.
So it is. Mark Patron will come in. Lined in punt formation, standing back at his own 30-yard line.
For East Brunswick, the lone back is number 86.
Meanwhile,
That is Ferreira.
Dukov
Now you got Zeng joining him.
outside and just inside.
Remember, the center snap's been an adventure for North Brunswick all evening. That was kind of wobbly.
Wasn't pretty.
No, and a wobbly kick.
Kick it short. It bounces at the 37.
And East Brunswick elects to let it go, and they will take over now on their own 28-yard line as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. No scoring in that 3rd quarter, so this it remains East Brunswick 13-8 over North Brunswick.
And I'm a little surprised I don't see Taco back returning those punts. It looks like number 86 for East Brunswick is doing that now, Russ Dubov, and probably should have caught that punt, lost about maybe 15 yards there by not catching it.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we are about to announce the winner.
So we are setting ourselves up for an interesting 4th quarter.
And I'm just kind of thinking, Jimmy, with the few of the games that we've done with the J.P. Stevens game, Sayreville game, that East Brunswick's kind of been in this position with a chance to win the game in the 4th quarter with the lead, and you might say bad luck, or the other team making the plays necessary. This is a gut check time for East Brunswick to see if they
is. I agree with you. The one thing I will say in East Brunswick's favor is that the team that they're facing tonight, North Brunswick, isn't up to the caliber of some of those teams that were able to come back on the Bears. So you got to think, East Brunswick's in a good position.
I'm not saying I disagree with you.
I'm saying that rather like I'm hoping that's going to be the
tentatively.
case. We'll see what happens here. Nothing, I'll tell you what will cure it all is if East Brunswick can put more points on the board.
North Brunswick
At the very least, East Brunswick would like to change the field position, eat some of that clock off.
12 minutes remaining in this contest as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Nixon gives the ball up to the Taco. Had an opening there for a moment, but was quickly brought down after a gain of, well, he actually got really good yards on that.
And that was Kellerman there.
Excuse me, Kellerman. Okay, a 5-yard gain on the play makes it 2nd and 5.
Kellerman's really been a big part of this game. He's run the ball a little, which we haven't seen too much, and had a big interception earlier for East Brunswick.
Well, you see again Garcia standing on the sidelines, so he's pretty much been out of the offensive scheme of things, especially in the second half. Nixon gives it a ball up the middle, and gain maybe a couple of yards.
And Peter Zhang also is walking off an injury with, you had said before he was hurt, and he seems like he's still hurting a little bit talking to Mr. Hostler there. And big third down here for both teams.
So you got Kellerman in there, you've got Taco, and who else?
And it looks like maybe Jurgensen. Is that 20, 29?
Certainly new faces. And a good, nice gain up the middle by Kellerman. Beautiful run. Brings it up to the 48-yard line. A first down for the East Brunswick Bears.
And Kellerman just hit that hole quick as can be. And I'm sure if he raced some of the people on the East Brunswick team, he might not be the fastest in the 40-yard dash. But I'll tell you, he hit that hole as hard as I've seen anyone hit it tonight.
So, improved field position for East Brunswick. A first down as Nixon continues to keep the ball on the ground. Gives up the middle, a quick giver. And a nice hard run there by number 29, Jurgensen. He's fired up after that.
And there's a senior for you.
Gets about 8 yards on that play. So it's going to be 2nd and short for the Bears. Taking time off the clock and driving at the same time. That's what you want.
Thing you just don't want to do if you're East Brunswick is get that ball on the floor.
Turn it over.
Yep, exactly.
In North Brunswick territory, under 10 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. East Brunswick holding on to that 13-8 advantage.
You got to figure Nixon's going to hand it off to one of those 3 backs. They've been doing the job. Whoops, almost from center. Look at that run by Kellerman. Each time, the East Brunswick backs have been breaking the line of scrimmage, getting into that backfield and getting good yards. So another first down for East Brunswick, advancing the ball all the way down to the 31-yard line.
I think you have to give credit to East Brunswick offensive line. Obviously, Kellerman there. And also, I think North Brunswick defense has been on the field a long time this game. That big drive in the second quarter and a lot this half as well.
So you're saying they might be tiring. Nixon with it. Keeps it himself up the middle and gets a couple of yards on that play. You think they might be tiring, Rich?
I do. You can just, if you look at them, they're standing a lot upright. They're not getting as low as they were. Their body language isn't quite what it was. And, you know, East Brunswick senses that a little bit. It is making them pay.
Clock continues to run. 8:50 to go in the fourth quarter. East Brunswick on top, 13-8. They started this drive, I believe, inside their own 20 and have marched smartly down the field. Nixon's going to throw it. Ooh. It was intended for Eckert, but quite honestly, the North Brunswick player was the one that got his hands on the ball. You're running the ball, you're having success, and all of a sudden you throw the ball. I'm not sure I agree with that. You have a third down and 8 yards to go. Clock stops with 8:34. East Brunswick probably going to have to throw it here. Nope. I don't know what happened there. Nixon caught behind the line of scrimmage, brought down, and East Brunswick forced. They got a fourth down.
Field goal here?
Yeah, well, look who's coming onto the field.
He might be punting, though. I mean,
is Ross the punter? I thought Garcia was the punter.
But maybe something with Garcia that he's not in the game that he's going to be. Well, they're going to go for it here.
Probably the right play. 4th and 9, ball on the 30. If you don't make it, you don't lose too much. East Brunswick would love to get a first down. Nixon in a shotgun, looks downfield. Now he's going to run it himself. He cuts inside, gets the first down, and that's a big one for East Brunswick. I don't know if that was the intended play, Rich, but it got the job done.
Yeah, and it looked like North Brunswick was basically in man there. So what happens is when you spread them out like that and they're in man, you really don't have a guy that's looking in at the quarterback if they're doing it the right way. And Nixon saw that right away, and huge play for East Brunswick. And if you're North Brunswick, that's got to be a big deflating play.
Absolutely. Ball resting on the 19-yard line as the clock continues to run. It is down now under 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Nixon gives it up the middle. That's Kellerman driving forward, getting good yards.
Ball. Nope, they said the ball, he was down. Ball came out, but
the North Brunswick player came out of the pile looking to run with it, but the ball was down, as Richie said. So a gain of about 6 yards on that play, maybe 7. And what do we got here? An official timeout. Now they start the clock. Boy, I'll tell you what, if East Brunswick needed a time-consuming drive, this was it. They obviously want to get points on the board. 2nd and 4. Nixon keeps it himself and dragged down inside the 10-yard line. He's going to be short maybe by about a half yard.
Yeah, about a yard.
But Bears in excellent position to pick up yet another first down. Perhaps score. You couldn't engineer a better drive than what East Brunswick's been performing here.
You're right, in that big 4th down conversion.
You know what's really impressive? I don't want to jinx them, but those 3 backs have been doing a great job of controlling the ball, not making a mistake. Ball, oh my Lord.
No.
Why did I say that? I cannot believe that. Oh, they recovered the ball. East Brunswick recovered it. You know, I can't believe I said that.
You're done talking for tonight.
I'm not going to say anything.
That's it.
Wow. A 1st and goal for East Brunswick. Ball on the 2-yard line. East Brunswick dodges a big bullet on that one. I wish I knew who it was that fell on that ball.
Almost another minute and a half here. They didn't give North Brunswick the ball with 4 minutes left.
Nixon with it. He's going to take it himself. Tries to push forward. Maybe gets a little yards on it.
And he's got to be careful there not to extend the ball over too early and lose it. I would like the way Kellerman's been running the ball. I'd like to give him maybe a touch here and see if he can get in the end zone.
He has been exploding. Second and goal for the Bears. There's the give. And we're looking for the officials' hands to be raised.
I mean, that's
nothing yet.
I don't want to say.
There it is.
I was going to say, if that's not a touchdown.
Well, they're taking a sweet old time, but East Brunswick gets the touchdown.
That was Kellerman.
And you called it. Kellerman, a 1-yard run. 1-yard run. 4:43 remaining in the game. Richie, I did not catch what the time on the clock was. I think it was like 8 minutes and 40-something seconds.
At least, I think you're right.
And what a beautiful drive.
And as you said, dodged actually 2 bullets. You could say they had a 4th and 10, which they're fortunate to get, and then they also had that fumble that they recovered.
All right, a little bit of confusion on what they want to do with this. They look like they're going to go for 2. Borden's actually on the field. He's got a good vantage point, doesn't he? East Brunswick going for 2. Nixon keeps it himself. Does he get in? Yes, he does. So, the 2-point conversion good for East Brunswick. makes it
21 to
8. That score coming at 4:14. Well, what do we got here now? What's going on? I'm confused. Was there a penalty on that?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't see a flag.
Well, the band was faked out as well. So the 2-point is not good.
Now by that, an 11-point game now, a field goal. I know there's not a lot of time left, but a field goal and a touchdown and the 2-point conversion will tie the game. I mean, that's a lot to happen the way East Brunswick's defense has been playing, but now you do have that opportunity for a touchdown.
Oh, without a doubt. It makes it a one-possession game. I really don't know what happened on that 2-point conversion.
Did you see a flag? Did you?
I did not see a flag. I will tell you this much, though. They put the ball down rather close to the goal line, and I'm just wondering whether East Brunswick snapped the ball before the officials were ready.
Might have it, right.
Because it looks like, did you notice that Nixon was just kind of like
Yeah, he just dove, really just kind of fell in.
Well, you got an athletic director down there talking to officials. He wants to know what's going on. Frank Knoppenberger, the supervisor of athletics, wanting an explanation.
I'd like to find one out after the game as well, because...
All right, nonetheless, East Brunswick with a 19-8 lead, 4:14 remaining on the clock. And what we got here? There is Brown. And boy, what has plagued East Brunswick all night has been the inability to pin North Brunswick back after a kick. And the Raiders actually are in really good position here. They have the ball, 4:05 left to go in the game. Remember, they only need to score once and convert 2 points to tie this game. So the ball is on the 46-yard line. Let's see what the Raiders try. Haig is the quarterback.
Well, East Brunswick's defense has played very well tonight.
He drops back, and they caught him. Number 76. Who was that for East Brunswick? He made the play.
Yeah, that's number 76 for East Brunswick. That's Tom Correa, the senior.
Correa with a big tackle. North Brunswick right up to the line. 2nd and 12, 2nd and 11, we'll call it. Haig going back to pass, looks downfield, and caught. That's a reception, going to be good for a first down. And the drive continues as North Brunswick enters East Brunswick territory. Ball on the Bears' 44-yard line. And now the clock stops.
I think he got a bad spot there.
Wow, I'll say.
Looked like he had forward progress. The Bears just pulled him back. And
you're right. He caught that ball well past the first down yard marker, but the officials mark it closer to the first down marker, so they're going to have to measure.
I think they might have it anyway.
Well, it stops the clock for North Brunswick. They do get that first down. They should be having plays called in the huddle and getting up to the line, and that they do. 3:23 on the clock. It'll start as soon as the chain gang gets back to the sidelines. Haig looks around, still on his feet. He'd be smart to get out of bounds if he can.
You're right.
Turns it in, and
now since he got the first down, it's not going to be that bad.
Exactly. I thought he would try to get out of bounds, but he got the first down yardage. He comes up limping, however. North Brunswick again to the line in a hurry up. This, more than anything, is causing East Brunswick some problems. There's a pass.
Garcia batted it down. Nice play there.
And for a brief moment here, the teams will be able to go back to the huddle.
Fourth quarter, 19-8, East Brunswick leading.
Well, what are we going to have here?
Touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal. So not necessarily a 2-touchdown game at this point.
That's how big that missed 2-point conversion was by the Bears on their last drive. Second down and 10 after the.
You got a 2nd and 10 for North Brunswick as Haig will call signals, drops back, looks downfield, and it is complete.
And he gets, oh no, he says not out of, yes.
Now they call it out of bounds. Well, they call it out of bounds on the first down.
Right.
He did not get out of bounds when he went down.
Heck of a catch too by Gambino.
That ball is on the 14-yard line. Another first down for the Raiders. They start the clock. There's a pass in the end zone, and just could not connect with his receiver. Raiders looking for it all. They're in a hurry-up offense, Richie, but they really don't have to. There's a lot of time on the clock, but I think you're doing it to disrupt East Brunswick.
I do. The timing, you're right.
So we got a 2nd and 10. Ball on the 14. North Brunswick looking to tie this game up with 2:46. Remember, they're down by 8 points, so they have to score and convert a 2-point.
Well, actually, down by 11, so it's
oh, I'm sorry.
Touchdown, 2-point, and then a field goal.
And boy, that was an errant pass intercepted by East Brunswick. I had to get my math straightened out here on this one. I'm thinking that they could tie it up on a 1 possession. It's 19-8.
And that was Russ Duboff that.
Well, Duboff just waiting for that ball and comes up with the interception.
And if we're going to say one thing, you know, with the passes is that, you know, it's been behind the receivers a couple times.
All right, now the Bears in no hurry. They're in a precarious position where they do not want to make a mistake.
And you'll see a timeout right away by North Brunswick here.
They do. I believe they have all 3, or now 2.
Right. Just to take a look ahead for both teams, like Jamie mentioned before, East Brunswick should find out a little bit later who they play in that consolation playoff game, and then of course they have the Thanksgiving game at Old Bridge this year. North Brunswick in the same situation, and then we'll also have a Thanksgiving game versus South Brunswick.
You know, whether it's a home contest is really, to me, unfair. You know, it either should be a flip of the coin or use some other criteria other than you happen to be ranked, say, 14th, and the way they do it, you know, after the first 8 are chosen, then you got 9 versus 10, 9 being the home team, 11 versus 12, 11 being the home team.
Right.
And it's just a matter of, you know, where you end up, whether you get the home field for the playoff game or the consolation game. All right, there's another timeout. Small gain of maybe a yard makes it 3rd and 7 for the Bears as 2:29 remains in the contest. I apologize for being wrong. I thought that the score might have been, I don't know. I was thinking that it was an 8-point margin, and obviously it's not. 19-8.
One thing also I'm sure Coach Boren talked about with these players is you know, if they win this game, they'll be 4-4 or 500. They win their consolation game 5-4, and if they can end up, you know, beating Old Bridge in Thanksgiving, they'll have a, you know, over 500 record. At worst, if they win this game and win their playoff game, they'll at least be 500. So, you know, you're not into stats and what but that's a nice way, you know, to end your year here if you can do that.
Absolutely. All right, a 3rd down for East Brunswick. 3rd and 7. Nixon with the ball. He looks downfield and smartly stays in bounds. Now we got that forces North Brunswick to use its last timeout. So East Brunswick will be faced with a kicking situation. 4th down.
He got closer than I thought there.
Yes, he's about maybe a half yard short.
state playoff coverage here on Central Jersey 14. Tomorrow, Football USA, 1 o'clock. We'll have the wrap-up from tonight's games and tell you what...
Coach is out on the field talking things over.
I think you were bringing up a good point before, too, Jimmy, with I think East Brunswick really, out of any game I saw, previous games, is they got a real team effort tonight. I think there's a lot of people tonight for East Brunswick you can look at defensively, offensively, that really stepped up and did a good job with some injuries and some other things. I mean, really, Coach Boren can look at this for this year and for next year. Real good team victory here.
Garcia is going to punt the ball on the 4th down. Looking for a good snap. Pretty decent. Gets off a nice kick. Forces the North Brunswick back. He couldn't even make the catch, and a kick all the way down to the North Brunswick 36-yard line. And that was the right recipe for the Bears. Sergio Garcia, is there anything that this guy can't do?
He's done a lot this year, that's for sure.
So here's the situation. 2:05 remaining in the contest. East Brunswick up 19-8. North Brunswick needs to get down and score quick, and then obviously we'll see what they can do about getting the ball back and try to somehow pull this game out. It looks rather bleak for the Raiders right now, however. Haig will call signals. He is going to drop back. Looking for somebody to throw to. Gets out of trouble momentarily, but then is brought down on the North Brunswick 42-yard line. A gain of about 3. East Brunswick quickly over center. Haig will look to pass, lofts it downfield, and if it wasn't for 2 East Brunswick defenders colliding, that would have been an interception. As it is, it falls incomplete, putting North Brunswick in a 3rd and 7 situation. 1:40 to go in the game. Bears holding on to a 19-8 lead.
Well, if East Brunswick stops him here with no timeouts left, this will be the ball game. 2 downs here for North Brunswick to get.
Now Haig is in a deep back shotgun formation. Obvious passing situation. He looks downfield. Throws it. Nope. Elects to hold on to it, and that was enough time for East Brunswick to get back there and sack the quarterback, making it a 4th down. North Brunswick in a desperate situation. 4th and long.
And they just had a stop to the play. They should have had another play called here anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, not that you're going to win the game anyway, but huddling here is just...
Clock ticking away, down to him 1 minute to go in the contest. A low snap from center. There's a pass downfield, falls incomplete, and that is going to do it for North Brunswick. Now all East Brunswick has to do on this change of possession is just take a couple knees, and they're going to secure that win to bring their record to 500-4-4. All in all, Richie, a nice win for the Bears.
Very
they did
nice.
a lot of good things out there tonight.
Yeah, I was saying a lot of contributions. The thing I also like, they go up 7-0 and then actually get the lead taken from them 8-7, where that's something when things aren't going your way. Sometimes you can get down on yourself, but East Brunswick responded right back with a nice drive of their own, and showed some good character in this second half to really gut out a win with a couple guys that were injured, guys filling in, and you got to be happy if you're Coach Borden and the coaching staff with the effort tonight.
So the clock continues to run. East Brunswick will run one more play, and that'll do it. There's the snap. Nixon takes a knee, and clock will run off. 15 seconds to go. East Brunswick with a 19-8 win over North Brunswick to even its record to 4-4, and they will look to see who they will play next Saturday in the Central Jersey Group 4 consolation game. The final score, East Brunswick 19, North Brunswick 8. Richie, quickly your thoughts?
Nah, like I was saying before, nice team effort by East Brunswick. Got a lot of contributions, and it bodes well for not only the rest of this season, but next season as well.
Okay, a lot of good things out there tonight. The final score, East Brunswick 19 and North Brunswick 8. For Richie Whalen, this is Jimmy Allinder saying thanks for being with us.